Hey, welcome to AMZ Guardian review. In this video, we're going to review the Done For You Amazon PPC agency that's called AMZ Guardian. So essentially, the guys help you with your PPC. Done For You means if you're somebody that's interested in not doing your own PPC, maybe you're not good in that, maybe you're just not seeing the results you want, you're looking for professionals that can take it and grow your account. So MZ Guardian is there for you. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you what the guys do, who they are, how the process of work with them goes. And if you have any more, of course, questions, feel free to drop comments. With me today is Simon. He's the founder of AMZ Guardian. And I'm going to ask him some questions today. We're going to just discuss what the guys do. And hopefully it's going to be helpful for you. And also down in the description, there's going to be a link to a form, or depends, maybe a landing page where you guys can contact the guys over at AMZ Guardian. That's going to be an affiliate link. Means that if you ever do business with the guys, I'm going to get a little commission from that. No extra cost to you, but in this way, you'll be able to support my free content here. And maybe we'll even be able to get some special deal maybe for those who are coming through that link. Simon, man, what's up? How are you doing? Can you introduce yourself, man, please?
How you doing? Yeah, great to be here today, and thanks for having me. Super glad to share also some knowledge and some tactics with you guys today as well, like how we do things, how we operate things. But yeah, overall, as you mentioned, our main mission, our main objective is to help sellers grow their businesses. It kind of gets us excited to see people's businesses grow. We get excited when we see their tacos go down and their organic sales actually go up, because actually we're, aside from being a PPC agency, we actually like to look at ourselves as a ranking agency for organic ranking, for organic keyword ranking. And that's what we try to focus on. We try to focus on strategies that will help you get onto page one organically, because nowadays I feel like PPC is probably the best and number one tool for organic ranking. So that's what we focus on. Our objective is also to help sellers free up their time and so that they can focus on on tasks that are like the $10,000 per hour tasks, which are launching new products, new product research, conversion optimization for their listings, and get them out of the $100 per hour tasks, which are PPC related tasks, and to alleviate that from them. And I think a lot of sellers probably find PPC to be very complex and very confusing and very time absorbing. That's what we're here to help them with, to help alleviate that. So that's kind of to talk about our mission, and that's what we do. And I myself have been selling on Amazon since 2012. So that's actually going to be, that's more than 10 years, probably 10 and a half years. This year. So I've seen a lot of stuff in this industry. I gotta say, I've seen it go through some big ups and downs. And since day one, big focus was PPC. I actually sold my brand 2 years ago, then just decided to chose to focus on one of the verticals in Amazon, which is PPC, because there's so many things. As I understand what it's like being an Amazon business owner, you have to manage shipping and manufacturing, product development, packaging development, listing development. You have to optimize your bullet points and all everything all the write-ups on, and then you have to do customer service. Have to do PPC, which is a lot of stuff. So by the time you come back to PPC, you've probably forgotten what to do in PPC, this is what we do all day, every day. So our kind of approach is like, it's as if you were doing your PPC, but you've been doing it for 10 years. And that's kind of how we approach our the work that we do, and we just focus on doing great work. That's a little bit about me, and I know I've said a lot there. Yeah, I'm sure you have some other things to ask.
Yeah, so first, pretty cool to have you here with us, man. As for you yourself, you've been selling on Amazon over 10 years, man. You've seen different things in the industry. You actually sold your own brand 2 years ago, man. And then you found yourself in services, specifically PPC. and that's pretty cool. I think it's a lot of time in the game. I'm in the game since 2016, and I've also seen some stuff, but in 4 years before that, 2012, I didn't even know that I would be an internet entrepreneur, man. I mean, maybe somewhere, but so pretty cool. And then AMZ Guardian, man, that's the agency that you have, and you guys do like done for you service. So that means you take it off sellers, they can concentrate, as you say, on other parts of the business. So usually, and again, from my experience as well, you got to launch products consistently. And that's not easy always, because in my case, again, we have been doing a lot of things in our business. Those $100 tasks and even less, $10 an hour tasks. For those who are listening, maybe not sure, that means like maybe if you're answering emails of customer support, this usually can be maybe $10 an hour task. Actually, you can outsource it to somebody, you can pay them $10 an hour and they will do that instead of you. So with PPC, it's the same, right? People sometimes do this on their own. Maybe they're passionate about it, maybe they're even successful in it, which is pretty cool, but maybe not. And in any case, you can still outsource it to an agency that will do it for you, hence the done for you service. But what's the process, man, of working with you? So maybe a seller is listening now, he's like, all right, so pretty cool, like Simon is in the game, he runs it, he knows his stuff, I'm interested, or I want to hear more. So then what's the process of working with you, man?
Yeah, great question. So, I mean, typically what we start off with is a free audit. We do a quick discovery call. So, like a seller can grab my calendar link, and that I think we'll provide in this in the description. And then what we do is we set up a quick discovery call. We see if we're a good fit. We don't typically necessarily work with every seller. We definitely want to make sure that a seller has great conversion rates. And because to us, conversion rates are like the most important metric. And I believe it's like the king metric, in all of Amazon. And the seller doesn't necessarily have to have amazing conversions, but he at least has to have the potential for amazing conversions. So if we see that he's got really nice product, he hasn't really done very much around his graphics or like his images or his A+ content, then we'll say, hey, this is you're pretty close to being to convert as well as the top 3 guys, but we see that your images aren't. Like you have so much more space for improving your branding for your images. And so we'll say, if we feel that the seller is willing to improve that, then we would be so excited to work with that seller. And actually, we love working and helping and giving like recommendations to how to improve conversions, how to improve listings. In the audit, we actually look at conversion rates of the seller in comparison to what his subcategory is, the conversion in the subcategory is. We give them that data and we say, okay, you're pretty close here. We really love your stuff. And so we would be willing, or we would, do this audit for you. We would do the audit and then we would just jump on the call again and say, hey, look, we found these amazing opportunities. Like you're not doing all of these highly competitive strategies that today in 2022 are the best practices. And then we say, we can do this, we can do this. You haven't done your sponsored display, you haven't set up your sponsored brand, you haven't structured your campaigns in a specific way that's really helpful. And then once we complete the audit, then the client can choose. They can say, okay, well, we choose if we want to work together or we don't want to work together. So that's kind of a little bit about the process of how we go through it. And then typically, if we start working together, then we would start, one of our strongest kind of things or one of our strongest suits is keyword research. We don't do discovery. With the tools that we have now and the tools that we've developed, we can find up to 80% of your most relevant keywords. And we read through them manually. So we actually have a person that reads through every keyword. He checks the relevancy. We check your negative keywords too. We do your negative keyword research too. So there isn't wasted ad spend. So we really go above and beyond what the standard is nowadays, especially with understanding the keywords and understanding the client needs. We also then understand the keywords that the client wants to be ranking on. So we then develop specific lists for those keywords. Okay, we understand that he wants to rank here. This is important to him. Let's try to get him, and then we focus on that. So we take that off their hands and we try to rank them organically for those keywords. So that's part of the kind of like process, the first like 1 or 2 weeks of working with us with AMZ Guardian.
So yeah, I mean, you're saying that in the beginning, if somebody reaches out, they can do that again. We have the link in the description. They can talk to you, and then the process starts of seeing, are they even somebody that you want to work with, right? Because maybe, as we mentioned, you use PPC as a tool to help rank organically. That's something you enjoy helping sellers to do, because then once we ranked organically, we get these nice sales organically. We don't have to pay for them. All right. So you help with that through PPC, and maybe somebody comes with a product. Let's say it's 3 stars out of 5. Everybody in the niche has 5, and there's no differentiation, let's say, and you can see that based on your experience, and you can probably say to the guys like, hey, like, it's just, we don't want to waste your money, sort of, right? Because, right. But then on the other hand, if a seller comes who is having better listings that have better conversion rate, they have good pictures, good copy, they do have good conversions, because then you can go with the seller through their conversion rates and see and compare it maybe through brand analytics to other top ASINs and kind of make some conclusions from that, or other ways you do that. And then you can take them next steps, and then you can kind of see through their accounts, see what can be improved. Maybe you're going to say, like, hey, you know what, like the way you structure the campaigns is nice. However, here's what we have, and that can improve your stuff. Or maybe they're missing some specific type of ads. I guess then if you decide to work together, then you will start the work on the account and just structuring their campaigns in the right way that you have, or many other things that you do. Maybe advise them on some tips for their pictures. Who knows, maybe they have good pictures, but then you say, hey, maybe if you add a comparative marketing picture here based on our data, and this, like, this might help. And then the work process starts. I want to ask you about the payment. Let's say somebody, the seller's listening now, is like, all right, interesting. So how do I pay? How does it work usually? Yeah. So if they're fit, let's say, right? And if you both found like you want to work together, how does this work?
Yeah, great question. So one of the things that we do differently from most agencies is that we do payments on a month-to-month basis. A lot of agencies will tell you, hey, you need to sign with us for minimum 3-4 months, and we don't do that. We do month-to-month payments. So because you'll see at the end of second, third month that we're producing the results, and we're not going to hold you to it. If you don't want to work with us, then you can leave anytime. We're not going to try to hold you by contract like these other guys. So I mean, our pricing is based on ad spend, typical like entry level. So if your sales are, your ad spend is below $6,000, then our entry level is at $1,000, and then the next level, and then there's levels. So depending on where you are, but that's typically, where we start, where we have clients that pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 and we have some larger accounts as well. So, but at those higher levels, the value that we bring far outweighs the cost. So it's you're making in ad sales, you're making a lot more in relation. So we typically just start off like that. It's very basic, and we just we take it from there.
I understand, man. So yeah, just to kind of quickly sum it up, people come based on their ad spend. You have different pricing levels. Again, that might change. I recommend people through the link in the description to get updated, because maybe you're watching this 2 years from now and guys are in the game, but maybe things have changed. Yeah, again, based on the ad spend, you will determine what's the right payment for each client. And then, as you mentioned, it's monthly, and not that you're putting on people on contract, like sometimes happens with other agencies that say like, hey, you know what, with us only a year at least. maybe they just, I don't know. It sounds like what you have, it just makes more sense to me. It would make more sense other than being part of it with maybe with a great agency that holds you for a year. All right, maybe they're great and nothing to say, but still, like, it's just feels a bit more free when that's in the way you do it. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, and I guess comfortable pricing. Simon, I wanted to ask you, and maybe again, a seller's listening. Okay, they understand now. So what you do, like how they pay. But why would they work with you, man, specifically? Why with your agency and not with some other agent? There are different agencies that do that, the services that you do in this space.
Yeah, I think that one of the ways that we differentiate from other agencies is that we, for example, have a limit on the amount of accounts a person
Mm.
will manage. So we have an account manager that manages, let's say, your account, but he's typically never does more than 5 or 6 accounts at a time. And then I'm also always there with the strategy and always there reviewing the strategy. And one of the things that I try to do is just try to be, a leader in the industry. I organize, for example, a mastermind for PPC agency owners where I'm always at the front line of information, of understanding, the data and the strategies. And also, another thing that we focus on is really being a ranking agency. We really try to focus on using PPC to rank you organically and to try to increase your organic sales. I think that's another thing that our agents, how our agency differentiates. Our staff is also, I'm very selective with the people that I hire. I only hire either former engineers or former finance guys who really understand numbers and are really good technically. So there's so many factors that come into play. We also really tailor the level of involvement with each client. So some clients, they just want to, like, it's just so complex, it's so painful for them, PPC, that they just want to hand it off and they don't want to think about it. And we do that, so we'll take it over. There's other clients that kind of like to be involved, and we work with them closely as well. So it's really tailored to where you want to be in terms of, how involved you want to be with the PPC. If you want to have calls, then you can have calls with us and be more involved. But if you just trust that, after we've outlined the process to you, you just say, okay, these are your kind of SOPs and these are your processes, and I really trust these processes, then you can just step back as well and trust that those things are being implemented every day. So yeah, we're really always just trying to do really good work, and every week we're always just trying to improve processes. And I think that's one of the things that really sets us apart from other agencies.
Yeah, pretty cool, man. Also, I want to add to that you've been in the game for 10 years. So that's really, and you're the head of this organization. So that means, and you've been there for like, for me, like 6 years on Amazon. I feel like I've seen a lot in the private label space. But we're talking about private label today, because I think OA or on arbitrage, or they don't do PPC, right? Like we're talking private label, right?
Private label, yeah.
Right. So, and yeah, I've been in private label 6 years, and I've seen a lot of stuff, man. So I imagine that you almost have doubled the time. You bring that to the table. You bring people with strong backgrounds. You said that also somebody who manages an account doesn't overflow with work, and then that means he's going to be lacking on maybe someone's account. Actually, he has not a big amount of accounts that lets him actually concentrate on accounts and grow them, and not just try to finish something because he has like 20 accounts he's running or something, right? Yeah, man, many other things. You run a mastermind as well of PPC people in the space. So you're in the sort of in the spearhead, right? As you mentioned, in the front line, yes, something front head, something like that of this specific industry. You know what's going on now, something new. I think different things get added to PPC all the time on Amazon. So if you know how to add them before your competition, yeah, that's interesting also. At least for some time, you have some advantage until they catch up. Maybe at some niches, they never catch up, and wow, that's pretty cool. But so yeah, that's pretty much what you bring to the table. We're going to have a link to Simon's forum to talk with the guys, AMZ Guardian. And if you want to ask them things. Also, if you want, I can leave your also socials, Simon, man, for people. Maybe if they want to
Yeah,
reach out,
that'd be
maybe
great.
on more on a private message or something, with Facebook, LinkedIn, I guess, or whatever you'll say. Maybe if you want, like email as well. Maybe I didn't ask you something you would like to add, man, before we wrap it up, Simon.
No, I mean, I'd love to, if anybody is curious as to what strategies we use or whatever, I think we'll probably create more content together
Mhm.
where I can share that maybe in one of the next episodes. But I'm always very excited to work with amazing entrepreneurs. This is one of the pleasures of running an agency is that you get to work with really smart, really driven, and great people. I just look forward to chatting with every seller and sharing whatever it might be strategies and that having had been a seller myself for so long, I have a holistic kind of like understanding of Amazon, not just PPC. So always excited to talk to sellers, man. Looking forward to talking to you guys and talking to you more as well in future episodes.
Pretty cool, man. Thank you for being a guest today. Actually, what we're going to do, we're going to have an end screen here on YouTube that will sort of have the other videos with Simon. So if they're out already, you can click on them now to see other strategies that he has. So that's going to be here. Also in the description, we're going to have links to those videos, and the form to contact AMZ Guardian and Simon is also in the description. May everybody have a great day.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.